Hi guys, it's Shelly. Today I'm making a really simple recipe and I just wanted to show you this one. It's a whipped shortbread that we're going to pipe into a rose and then we're going to dip them in chocolate and maybe add some sprinkles or something like that. But with it being the holidays, I just thought I'd share with you a recipe that's very, very simple and it doesn't take long to do it. The longest time takes actually, after we pipe it, we need to chill it for like I think it's an hour actually, so that they don't spread out when they're baking because there's a lot of butter in it. It is a shortbread after all. So let's get started, okay? So I have my stand mixer here for this one because you have to actually beat it quite well. So I'm doubling this recipe, by the way, but below we'll put the single recipe. You can double it if you wish. These are going to be the quantities for a double recipe. So here I have, first of all, 1 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm going to add that in. And to that, I'm going to add 2 cups of butter. It would be 1 cup if we're making a single batch, but as I said, we're doing a double batch. And make lots and gift them to folks. You could decorate them real pretty or do whatever you like. Matter of fact, you don't even have to use the piping bag if you don't want to. You can actually even use just a scoop and make nice rounds with it, and that would be just as pretty. So this is the festive time of year, time to get excited about baking, isn't it? Most people are actually done by now, but, or not, I shouldn't say most people, a lot of people I know are done by now. They started like a month ago and I'm like, why on earth are you starting so early? Now I know, because Christmas is in 2 weeks and I need to get lots baked. I need to put some in the mail. So now I understand why people start early. So let's just give this a whip. Going to do the butter and sugar. We're going to cream these for a bit until it's fluffy. So this is what we're looking for. It's creamed nicely. So let's just scrape it all down. Clean up the sides a bit. And to this, we're now going to just add a couple of egg yolks. So I actually removed it off the stand to make sure I got the bottom scraped really well. And so to this now, I am going to add 4 egg yolks because I'm doubling the recipe. And we're going to let that mix up for a bit. Okay, now to this, let's add our salt. So we have a half a teaspoon of salt that we're going to add. And we're also going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And let's give that a whip. Okay, everyone, so now we have our butter, we have our sugar creamed. To that, we've added our vanilla and our salt. Now we're going to add 4 cups of flour. So I have 3 cups here. And to that, I'm going to add my final cup. And 4 cups of flour. So let's sift this in. And then we'll put it back on the mixer. I also have here about 1/4 cup of milk, and that is just to add a teaspoon at a time as this is mixing to make sure that we get the consistency that we need to be able to pipe it with our piping bag. So here this one goes back on the mixer. Let's get this started. We're just going to start it off on low. So if we were rolling this out, it's actually at a good consistency to roll it out. But since we're going to be piping it, we're going to add a little bit of milk, maybe a teaspoon, I should say, or 2, to get it to the consistency that we need for piping. I think I'm going to add 3 because I don't think 2 is enough. So this is still quite thick for piping. So I'm going to add another, just add in another 3. It's still going to be a thick batter when we pipe it, but it needs to be able to come out of the tip. So far we've added 6 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to add another 3 teaspoons. And I think this will do it. This will give us what we need. Okay, that looks pretty good there. So this is all set to be piped. Okay guys, I have my pans all set here with the parchment paper on them. I have my piping bag here, and I have a 845 tip in my piping bag. You want a large tip for this. Don't use a small one because the dough will not come through. So this is the 845. I've had this in these bags for forever. Put the tip in, and I use a glass, a tall glass. Anything you have that's tall will just make it a lot easier putting the batter in the piping bag. Here we go. Put some in and press it down. Okay, and we'll keep doing this until we have enough in to get started with. You don't want your bag too full for this, because it is going to be a little bit of work to push this out. Not too much. It's not a you know, a real thick batter, but it is pretty substantial. Let's just push that down, twist it, and there we go. We'll just do roses. To do the roses, you can do logs, you can do whatever you want. I actually may do both. So I'm just going to start here and squeeze. You want to try to do one that's about 2 inches across. That'll give you a nice sized rose. Okay. So that's the rose. It's easy. Just put it down and turn. That's it, really. Press. And I am having to apply a good amount of pressure to get it out. Make sure that you have it at a good consistency that you can pipe it, okay? So that's all. Just continue like that. For the logs, which I will do some of as well, you're just going to press and pull back to break it off. Rosettes, press, go around, and that's it. It ends. So, as I said, if you don't have a piping bag, it's really easy. Just take a small scoop or even 2 spoons and scoop them out. You could flatten them with a fork if you like, whatever. You're still having the same batter, right? So that'll work. I'm just going to carry on here and bring you back when this tray is finished. So we'll see you back. Okay guys, so when we pipe, we push the dough down, or if it's icing or whatever, as far down in the bag as you can, and then you twist. And you twist it off and it'll tighten up like this. It just makes it easier to push it out. And so for these, what we're going to do is we're just going straight down, squeeze, go around, and there. It's that easy. This dough very much reminds me of pad choux, which is what you use for eclairs and that sort of thing. It's actually similar in consistency and the same effect when you pipe. So here we go again. Because it's kind of thick, it wants to stick at the end, but that's just how easy it is. Okay guys, so this is my second pan. I think I need another 2 pans because I did double the recipe. So I'm going to put these out to chill for an hour. And then I will set my oven to 350 and bake them off for 12 to 16 minutes. And I'll bring you back and we can see what they look like. So our shortbreads have cooked. I think they're so cute. These are the little rosettes that we've done. You see they're just lightly brown on the bottom, and these are the little logs. And so what I've done here, we're going to just decorate a few just to give you some ideas. So what I've done here is I've melted some white chocolate in the microwave, and I started with 1 minute, and then I did 25 seconds once after that. And when you melt chocolate, whether it's the microwave or whether it's a double boiler, you never melt it completely. You want to be able to still see a few of the lumps of the chocolate, and the residual heat will actually finish melting that. So don't melt it until everything is completely melted, because at that point you've gone too far. So when you melt it, you still want to see a few lumps of the chocolate in it, actually probably quite a few. And as you stir it, they will melt as well, and that's going to give you a perfectly melted chocolate. Here, let's get started. So I have some white chocolate here and some dark chocolate. So for these, let's just start by maybe just dipping part of this into the chocolate. So we'll just put a little bit into the chocolate, scrape it along the bottom. You can do that for that. Maybe we'll do it for one of these as well. Partially into the chocolate. Scrape it along the bottom. And then we can do maybe some sprinkles or something, some Christmas sprinkles or something on top of that. Just to... This shortbread is actually really delicious because it's not like a whipped shortbread. It's a little more substantial than that. So it's like a combination of a... it's more of a combination, if I were to say, of a rolled sugar cookie and a shortbread, which makes it perfect for something like this because it holds up to the weight of the chocolate and it holds up to being decorated. So what else can we do? Let's do the same thing with some white chocolate. Already I've got a mess started here on my hands. But as I always say, you expect that when you're baking and cooking. Let's do the white chocolate and see how we can do with that, with the dipping. Let's do the white chocolate. Okay, the dish isn't quite as deep. It's all right though. There. Something about the white chocolate that looks really elegant. Let me put a few of these on it. It looks kind of elegant, I think. We'll just see how they look. I think that's so cute. We'll do some red. This is all stuff I've gotten, I think, at the bulk barn. This looks more pink than red to me, but it'll do. This is like a sugar sprinkle. I think that's so cute. The other thing that we can do is we can actually just take a regular old sandwich bag, and we're going to take the corner of the sandwich bag and put it down into a short glass. And let's put a little bit of chocolate in here. We'll just do a bit, not a lot. Okay, I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my kitchen shears and I'm just going to cut a little tiny, very tiny little corner off. And now I guess we can just kind of drizzle it however we like around the cookies. Let's try putting a cherry in the middle. Actually, I'm going to put some chocolate under that for the cherry to stick to. Kind of like that. That's not bad. We'll do the same thing with the white. Let's try this. That's not bad at all, is it? I think that would look pretty on a cookie tray. I think so. Let's do the same thing now with white chocolate. And I'm actually going to put the white chocolate, I think, just a bit in the corner. Not a lot. I wasn't 100% sure. The first time I made these cookies, I wasn't 100% sure if I like them or not, because they really aren't what I was used to. But I really do like them a lot now. They've grown on me, and they have so much more potential, as I said, for decorating and that sort of thing. So I really do prefer them. That is so pretty. I think I would do this. I think I would, for all of them, I would. And let me tell you, these really do not need to be decorated. Don't need the additional chocolate or anything. They are just delicious on their own. So don't feel as if you have to do this, okay? But I would highly recommend that you at least try it, because they are delicious. And it may become a staple in your Christmas baking. I'm just going to put a few on there. I don't think it needed it, but I just wanted to see what that would look like. Yep. I'm going to do another one. Dip it in the white chocolate. Just trying to give you guys ideas of what you can do. And you can whip through and do all of this so quickly. Let's just do a little bit here like this. Not sure that needs anything else. Let's just do a couple of these, because it is Christmas. Not a lot. So it's wide open what you can do. The main thing I want to tell you is that you really should try this recipe, because it is incredible. So I'm going to finish these up, and at the end I will do a plate and show you what it looks like. So as usual, thank you so much for joining me. God bless, stay safe, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday.